Ramon, are you there?
Okay, I am here, Mindy. I tried to send you a message. We weren't live on Twitter yet, and I had not experienced that, and but I want to make sure we were alive on all alive where we were alive. I want to make sure I'm alive. If I don't make it to the show, please phone the authorities. But we
Funny.
weren't able to get on Twitter right away, and I just kept trying. So we're here now, but we're going to get everybody in here into the room before we start talking about football and baseball and everything I can't even wrap my head around what happened uh, yesterday, personally for my team, but also with college football was just amazing. Win or lose, we can't ignore the fact that some of the games were just outrageous and results were just totally beside ourselves with excitement of I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm understating it. It was all through the other sports too. I mean, if you just take into the account of what happened with the other, yes, I'm excited. I'm sputtering and because of the Padres, I can't even talk. But the other baseball games, incredible. The
Right.
football games, including the big game, uh, just wild. And the other games with undefeated teams, and just games we talked about. Just a wild, wild day. That was, it totally. I maybe because we won, and I'm saying it lived up to expectations. I didn't have a great day with my picks on Tony's picks, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
great sports action.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of the same way, right? I didn't come out ahead yesterday, but there was just a ton of scoring and a ton of underdogs, so it was kind of the day of the dogs there. And then, yeah, like I just so badly wanted that, Mariners, Padres World Series. Mariners couldn't quite get it done at home, but still a really good game nonetheless. A lot of action, like you said. It was crazy. It was such a good day of, like you said, football, baseball, a good day for sports. Yeah, Tennessee, they were tough, I tell ya.
Yeah, I can't believe And again, the way we talked about the game, I don't know that I had Tennessee as a premium. It was one of the winners that I did have, and so I was happy about that. But uh, you know, uh, you got what do you got on that? Hooker? Do you want to talk about Hendon Hooker? Do you want to talk about even though the score was outrageous, there was defensive plays galore. Just uh, what can you say about that? That game and the other games as well. I don't know. I know we don't want to talk too much about the other games because we're kind of kicking ourselves a little bit for our picks. We're going to look at Tony'sPicks.com and see how everybody did. There were a few good. It wasn't I don't want to get too deep into it. It wasn't the best over there, but we're going to crush it today with today's games certainly. But anyway, and the baseball minute, yeah, I'm the Padres. I'm just really excited. Major League Baseball, obviously, they're going to look for a way to obviously change this playoff format because you can't be having all these good teams losing all the time. Nobody wants that. So they'll have to change the rules. They'll probably have something to the effect. You know what they'll do is like maybe the longer series should be in the beginning. So when the crummy teams play the good teams, it could be like best 5 out of 9, and then whittle it down get rid of the World Series and just make it one game. But by that time, everybody's pitch will be all worn out, and the matchups will be too close anyways, so they can just play a one game. That's where they can put the one game playoff, not like they used to with the to get in the wild card, the one game playoff. They should just reverse the format so the good teams have a better chance to make it to the championship. Uh, Dripping with sarcasm all over YouTube here.
Oh, funny. Yeah, no, it was a good day of sports yesterday. Yeah, those Huskers couldn't quite pull through, but still cover the spread, which I didn't quite expect. So, hey, there was some good things that happened yesterday.
Yeah, hey, I had a winner, right? I had a pick there, right? Didn't I
Yes,
have?
you did. You picked Nebraska there, yeah,
Yeah.
to
No,
cover.
well, I think I had the over. I think I had over,
Well,
which
true, but you were still saying I'm kind of leaning towards Nebraska.
yeah, yeah, and privately took them, but uh, you know, that one crazy. I mean, Penn State, Michigan,
Yeah.
all the crazy
Well, that's just
Kansas and
yeah, Kansas,
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, yeah, Texas, Iowa State. I mean, just a bunch
Iowa
of
State. Yeah, you know what? Look at that. Look at the
Michigan State,
situation.
Wisconsin, like just tons of good games. Yeah.
Iowa State always gets the money against Texas, right? That was another premium pick that I did have a winner with. So let's go over to Tony's Picks. We got to go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who did what. And Tony comes through for us, gets us somebody with a good day yesterday with a 5-2 mark for Tony. Let's take a look. I imagine there was some baseball and football, is what I'm thinking. Maybe it was all football, but we'll see what
Maybe it
Tony
was
did.
all baseball.
No, was it?
No, I don't know.
And there it is. It was all football, actually. No, oh, three. Oh, it was all football, actually. Um, yeah, it was all football. He had Iowa State gets the money. LSU, we're talking, that game as well. What a blowout, actually.
Right.
LSU put it on them. Kentucky looking good. That defense looking good against Mississippi State. Clemson, a close one. Certainly, we talked about how all the experts, Mindy, you and I, we went FSU, I think, but we said all the experts. Everything I looked up said all the experts are on Clemson. I want to be on Florida State. Well, the experts got the best of me, and Tony bucking the public or bucking all that money, taking Fresno State. Watch
Right?
out when Tony gets hooked up in the Mountain West with those late games. It's his specialty. I've been watching him for years, and he loves that Mountain West late action. Watch out when he's coming in with a dog like that. Look at that final score, 17-10. And San Jose State never had a chance to cover a number in that game. So
It was
good
all
job,
because they threw
Tony.
their first 3 interceptions of the year, Ramon.
Yeah. Well, they've obviously been eliminated from national championship contention now. So, anyways, hey, I'm the guy on top for the last 7 days.
I know. I got booted right the heck off of that leaderboard yesterday, I tell you.
Look at Tiffany, high volume yesterday with 23 plays, but she comes in right now as also strong numbers over the last 7 days. And still, Sam is the man when it comes to last month. He's up 1,200 units over the last 30 days, so he's been the hottest there. So over at Tony'sPicks.com, we got packages up, ready and available. I've got Major League Soccer playoff game in my repertoire today. Yeah, yesterday the playoffs opened, and I've been zeroing in on this one particular game, and I've got it up at $15. My best bet over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm involved in the NFL. My subscribers already have 2 picks, Tiffany, but Mindy, with all due respect.
That's all right. I'll take it.
Yeah, Tony's got his best bet and the GM as well. So everyone's locked and loaded over there. And of course, the pick ticker, get all the latest action right at your fingertips with the pick ticker. So, okay, Mindy, we can start to talk about a little bit, unless you're going to talk about what you plan on having today with the NFL card.
Well, I am going to have a single play, today in baseball. And then I have a 3-pack up right now. And then I also will have a 3-pack later in the day also. I'm going to be in action in most of the games here today. So I'm ready to roll.
And over with our morning's team consensus picks yesterday, we swept the board in hockey, and we also won our baseball play. So, we're all about the multi-sports here, but unfortunately today we really kind of limited. In fact, we've already covered, Mindy, the first early games of the NFL card back on our Thursday show. So if you want to see our handicaps and our picks for those 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central 10 a.m. Pacific games, you can go over to Tony's Picks YouTube channel or on any of the various podcast platforms and get all of our picks for those early Thursday games. What we're going to cover today are the late games, and boy, there's two
Pretty good
blockbuster
ones.
blockbuster games we're going to talk about, and of course, we're going to talk about Major League Baseball because what a day it was yesterday with those games, especially that wild game with the Astros and the Mariners going 18 innings. It was almost the longest.
I know I think it's
0-0
22 is the
game
longest.
or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Probably change those rules too, because I'm sure nobody liked a 1-0 game for 18 innings. Maybe we'll just put the bases loaded next year and have, take away a defensive player or something. I don't know. I'm just a bitter old better, I guess. But wasn't terrible. Just because I said there'd be a ton of runs scored in that game, it was 1-0. Maybe that's why I'm not too upset. I thought it was pretty. I was on the edge of my seat. I'm still a guy who likes. I don't want a runner at second base, if you can tell right now, even in the regular season. But I guess it is necessary because the way the game is played now, look at what just happened, and that could easily happen again in the regular season. Now, we used to go crazy in the regular season when we'd see a 23-inning game and wait for the sporting news to arrive so we could cut out the box score because nobody ever saw the game, so nobody cared. But now, nobody wants to sit around until 2 o'clock in the morning when everybody's got to work the next day. That's just the way it is. But for the playoffs, it's fine. They're not going to change that. So, all right. Now, let's kick it off if you want, Mindy, with Major League Baseball, if that's okay, with our free picks rapid fire. We only got the one game, right? Because
that's it.
Everything else, we got the Padres and the Phillies. Padres favored to win. Padres are favored to win, but favored to go to the World Series. Oh my God! And the winner of this series between the Yankees and Cleveland will, of course, be taking on the Houston Astros again for the 6th straight year. That's American League record for the consecutive appearances in the championship series. So, who will it be, you think, Mindy? Can Cleveland? This is another big game, and Cole's favorite $1.65, 6.5 over 20 against. Is that right? Quantrill, right? I just had the wrong.
It was okay. It's been a long day, a long night, Ramon. It's been long since Friday.
About 5 hours.
Have you slept since Friday?
But I tell you, I couldn't even celebrate because the day was so fatiguing to me. Is that a word? Yes. That as soon as the Padres won, and I didn't even have enough energy to celebrate. I just closed my eyes and then had to wake up to watch the celebrations and interviews and all the stuff that you do when you're a fan. But that's okay because I'm old and I don't need to be downtown. I don't know if you saw the video of what was going on here in this town. So it was chaos. It was crazy. So, but anyways, I've fixed the graphic now. Yeah, you saw I caught that right away, right?
Yeah. I knew you were going to catch it eventually, but I did take it. I was like, Cardinals playing? Oh, funny.
All right. So what do you got?
So it's
Quantrill.
It's basically a rematch, right? I mean, Cole beat Quantrill game 1, where the Yankees won 4-1. I think kind of the way it's been for the Yankees all year, they score via the long ball. It's probably how this one is going to, come out. Who can hit the most home runs in this game? Cleveland, they've been out-homered 6-2 here in this series, and it's one of those that they tend to give up about 2 home runs here a game. Even though Quantrill, he's 9-0 at home, he's allowed 14 home runs in the last 19 home starts. Today, I'm taking the Yankees and Cole on the mound at -165.
Oh, wow. I was surprised that you were, because, Quantrill obviously doesn't lose at home, and Cleveland is just as hot as the Yankees of late, and the Yankees are barely over 500 on the road, and Cleveland is over, 14 games over 500. at home. So I think, I thought maybe you would come in on the Dogs. So,
Well,
but
I did all day yesterday, right? All my games yesterday were the Dogs, but not today. Not how I see. When it comes back, to these rematches, Control, he's already got that loss under his belt, and he gives up, home runs. It's going to be like, I see Cleveland. They are able to manufacture runs kind of just enough, like they did yesterday. I don't know. I think this one's going to come down to who can hit the most home runs today. So.
well, then you would have the Yankees, no doubt, because yeah, Cleveland, they're more of a manufacture the runs type of team right now. They've had the big bop now here and then, but not like the Yankees. And it's funny, Aaron Judge. I mean, it was ended up getting booed in Yankee Stadium when he went into a little mini slump. I couldn't even figure that one out. So maybe a little bit of pressure to get away from that situation has benefited them. But that price just looks so high, and even this total here does. Disturb me because I do like the under in this game. I think Cole can improve on his recent form, knowing the importance of the game and the matchup. I think we're looking for a low score. I see a low score here. Quantrill can't argue with these great numbers. Former Padre, by the way, dealt to Cleveland, and good numbers for him, obviously. And again, this incredible streak of them winning at home, but mostly because these guys have pitched very well also. So Mindy says take the Yankees and lay that big price. I'm going to say go under in the Yankees and Cleveland as my free pick in the game, in the big matchup
Yeah,
today.
and I don't hate that Cleveland plus 1.5. I mean, I think this one is going to be as close as you can get.
Yeah, well, in fact, I think what Latifa is saying that she thinks it is a one-run game. She
Yep.
thinks the Yankees are going to win by one run. So again, if that's the case, I would think that the dog is the if that's the case and the price is 165. With all due respect to Latifa's analysis, and no doubt if but the dog would be the side there. That to me is my technical analysis of her selection. If I could do that for my friend Latifa, expecting a one-run game and team is 175, I would think should warrant a little bit lesser odds on a favorite there, because a close game is expected, would be maybe less variance, it'd be a tight game. So maybe a more realistic line would be 140, 135, especially with the Yankees team on the road, given some of those statistics that we mentioned as well with the Cleveland home success. So okay, well, we got that baseball game, and that's going to be gives us a little bit of action to watch. The football games are going to be ending, and there's like an hour before the late awesome football game starts. So that's a good little window. Baseball did the best they could there, I think. So, okay, we're going to go to the NFL next. We're going to look at the late afternoon games. Let me take a look at this, Mindy. I've got a little bit of a technical issue with the graphic. Let me bring up the first game. Maybe you could talk about it. I'll work on these. I got something has happened here. Maybe I was hitting the wrong buttons or something when I was trying to get us onto Twitter. So go ahead with this one if you can. Start with the Panthers and the Rams. The Rams are this one's been going up and up and up. We know the Panthers are pretty dismal, but man, this one's up to 10 now, and it was as low as like maybe 7.5 early, but it's certainly gone up to double digits now.
Yeah, I mean, in both of these teams, they've just lost 2 in a row. Panthers losing to the 49ers and the Rams to the Cowboys, But I think this one here, it kind of comes down to, PJ Walker making his third start of his career at quarterback here for the Panthers, and some coaching changes. In his 2 starts, he's thrown 2 TDs, but 8 interceptions. The Rams, they're kind of having their own scoring problems here, offensively. They only put up about 16 points a game here, ranks them 28th in the NFL. I like the under in this one. Under's 5-2 in the last 7 between these 2 teams. So yeah, I'm going under that 41.5 today, Ramon.
All right. Yeah, I could see it. Both teams 1-4 against the spread. You said, and I don't know. With this spread moving higher, I think it suggests to me that the Rams might be able to get the money. It does, man. It's high, but I'm not sure. You mentioned with the Panthers, they can't even figure out what they're doing offensively. They're not running the ball at all, right? And they're supposed to have McCaffrey, back and be involved with a better run. Now the Rams are totally terrible too at running the football, but at least the Rams stop the run, and Carolina doesn't necessarily. So they don't stop. They're bad offensively and they're pretty bad defensively too. And the Rams will have the ability to stuff them, I think, big time. Rams have a bye next week, so I think I think they'll. I'm going to take them to lay double. I'm going to lay double digits with the Rams here on a free pick. Believe it or not, in this one. And Mindy said go under with Carolina and the Rams. That does we're not totally correlated there, I think, because of it's already kind of a low spread. So if I'm going to come through, I mean, I'm going to need it to be somewhere like 24-10 or something like that. So we'll see. All right. Let's move on to the next one here. We got the Cardinals and the Seahawks. And in this one, the Cardinals, those Road Warrior Cardinals, are favored by 2.5. And the total here, is that right? 50? It looks like it's 51 now in this game.
Interesting. So the Cardinals, they lost last week to the Eagles 17-20. Seahawks lost 32-39 to those Saints. Seattle, they like to rely on the run game, lost Rashad Penny, but they do have rookie running back, Walker the third there from Michigan State. So it's going to be interesting to see how he can go ahead and step in. Arizona, they're ranked 24th in third down efficiency at 36%. But they kind of just have trouble staying on the field here sometimes, because of that. They're not great with time of possession here this season. I'm going to look towards the under in this one. Unders 4-1, the Cardinals last 4 games versus the NFC. Unders 5-2 in the Seahawks last 7. So yeah, I like the under 51 here, Ramon.
Yeah, I think we can get. I think we get a consensus going on this. I think Arizona, the under in 4 straight now, right? Look, everyone's going to call for the over in this game because of Seattle's, crazy defense right now, how bad they've looked. But I think now at home against a team, Kyler Murray's not going to be, lighting up Seattle, I don't think. I mean, maybe look, the total's already pretty darn high. So, and the game is close. So, I mean, if sometimes when I think about big totals, I look for bigger spreads, right? Because one team has the ability to go off on the other team, and the other team still has a chance. But when you need a close game to go over, both teams got to score, really. I mean, now you're looking at a game where both teams here have to get, at least to 24 points if it's a tie, right? So that's why, the 27-24, that is what the expected score of this game looks like it's going to be. Cardinals 27, the Seahawks 24. But again, I think that I don't know. I mean, I don't think that seems almost unreasonable to me. I think to me, 48 is a more realistic number in a close game like this. So I think I'm already was looking to the under. The fact that you're on it has me on it as well. So we're going to be disagreeing here with Latifa. We're going under in a premium in a premium consensus play.
Challenge.
Arizona and Seattle. And I think, Latifa, you're going to be in the majority. I think most people are going to think this game is going over because of the Seattle's porous defense. I mean, they are the ones they're the laughing stock right now as far as why their games are going over. They're just, they're doing well offensively too, but they have some injuries now too, remember, in their running game. So all right. Great to see everyone in the chat today. Awesome. Great to have you. And boy, see, this is where I've messed up the graphic here again. Okay, let me.
Are we going to do yesterday redo? Because I would prefer that,
the
actually, if
Bills.
we could redo my picks from yesterday.
For some reason, the Bills. I mean, it's only the biggest game of the year, so to date again. But the Bills graphic, it just keeps disappearing, and I want to make sure we have
Probably
graphics
for a
because
reason.
not a lot of the shows out there have graphics. So I think that's what kind of sets our show sets us a little bit differently from the others. Okay,
Not our glowing personalities, not that part.
Okay, I didn't quite put it right, but you get the idea. Bills 2.5, total 54.5. Usually I have them in the same little parentheses, but it doesn't matter. Bills 2.5, 54.5. Mindy, I'm not going to comment yet. I want to hear what you have to say before I spill the beans and see if we agree.
Oh, geez. Really?
Does that put too much pressure on you?
No. It's obviously the biggest.
Well, you're wearing your Chiefs hat. I don't want to.
I am wearing my Chiefs hat, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be taking the Chiefs here today. So, it's for the first time in his career, Patrick Mahomes is going to be the underdog. Chiefs are putting up quite a bit of points. Same as the Bills, basically. They're averaging about 30. But on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, we kind of talked about this with the Raiders. The Chiefs just definitely give up points. The Chiefs would have won that game or would have covered the spread versus the Raiders. If they didn't have those two long balls that they gave up to Devontae Adams here at the end of the games. The Bills here, have a really high-ranked defense. They recorded the most interceptions in the NFL this season, and they're also ranked 6th in sacks with 16. Bills, they're 5-2-1, the last 8 versus AFC here. Bills defense, I think they're just going to make it really hard on Mahomes. I think it's one of those, like, Mahomes will have to play, to me, a perfect game here in this one. And then you also have to, hope that Schuster and Scantling can not drop passes in this one also. I like the Bills in this one today, Ramon, even though I'm going to root for the Chiefs, but I like the Bills. I still think they're probably the best team in the NFL right now.
God, it bothers to me. I perceive that the Bills are a public team, and that bothers me today because I want to play the Bills too. I think here's the thing: they're laying 2.5. This honestly could be a field goal game, and I want to get on a free pick. I want to get on a side. So let's go. Let the consensus play on the Bills. I think the Chiefs may warrant some underdog attention from sharps, certainly because of you mentioned Mahomes as an underdog, right?
Right.
But 31-28 does not seem to me. I mean, I think it could be one of the. I don't know, Mindy. I remember a famous game now that everyone remember 54-51. One of the most famous games in history. This doesn't look too much unlike that game on paper to a certain extent. Yes, Bills have great defense, but so did the Rams at that time. They were professing to have a strong defense, and that game got out of hand. Remember that 54-51 game between the Chiefs and the Rams. So let's go on Buffalo, though, with the consensus play. I think they win it. They might win it by a field goal. They might win it late. This series does have a tendency to go over. Buffalo has the bye next week. I like them here to win this one. All right.
We'll see what kind of magic Andy Reid can come up with, because that's what they say wins them games, right? It's going to be one special play.
We shall see. I think it will live up. It's not going to be a flop, that's for sure. The game will not flop.
We're having enchiladas today for the Chiefs game. My sister's making food, so
okay,
I'll be there.
And I gotta fix. I'm just not sure what is going on. Okay.
Yes, it was probably we
I've
just
had
got
several technical issues today. Biggest problem I've ever had here at this, but here it is. You could talk about it for me. The Cowboys and the Eagles. This one has more.
Finally, Ramon. Finally, a good, fun, primetime game. I'm excited for this one.
Well, this one has more of a chance of flopping, I think, than
think?
the Bills and the Chiefs game does, because
okay.
The Cowboys, they're going to bring the defense. They've got the backup quarterback going. As great as Hurts has been, he's going to face a tough D. The Eagles have not exactly played the toughest schedule. So, what do you think?
I mean, the Cowboys, like you said, they've been winning with Cooper Rush. They've been able to, get it done, but haven't totally been lights out. On the stat sheet, basically, Cowboys only averaging about 18 points a game here. So you feature the 7th ranked defense with the Eagles, and the Cowboys' 3rd ranked defense only giving up 14 points a game here. I'm looking towards the under 42, unders 13-3, and the Cowboys last 16 overall. Two good defenses in this in this game. I'm gonna go with the under.
Well, you want to get a 3-pack together for the afternoon? I think we could do it because
all right, let's do it.
Look, it's a division game. I love that, right? And the Bills, the Cowboys, 0-4-1 to the under this season. How about this one? 1-10-1 to the under off of a straight up and a spread win, dating back to last season. And under has gone 5 of the last 7 meetings here in Philadelphia. So I think under is. Look, this thing would have been. What do you think this total would have been with Dak, Mindy? Could it have been a 48, 45, 45? It was already 45. Right? Even with it was basically 43.5. What do you think the opener was here?
I don't remember what the opener was.
Okay.
I have that one not with me right now.
Well,
but yeah,
okay.
I mean,
No, don't worry about it.
I think it could have been, one of those 53-54 games, if you had Dak in there.
Oh, okay.
15 and 2. Goodness.
So, well, hey, I don't mind Dallas in this game. I mean, I know that a lot of people are going to. I think the opinions are relatively split out there because Rush has done such a fine job. There's no quarterback controversy, people. Okay, Dak Prescott's the quarterback of this team, and you're good to have a great, nice backup, for him being down. You don't have to rush it right now. And Dallas are just, when you got a defense like that, it makes your quarterback look a lot better. I'll tell you that. Right now, Dallas, Mindy, on a 10-1 spread run on the road, covering 10 of their last 11. That's, on the road. So you got to take note of that. And they've also done very, very well in this series. So I would say maybe careful laying this extra, these points. But again, I put 6.5, and it just seems like it's going up. I mean, to me, it's gone too far, too high, I think. But let's go on the under as our play, so we could have a nice 3-pack of the late window there in NFL football. What else can we talk about, Mindy? I mean, like I said,
I was surprised to see that there was a whole day of no hockey. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, what are you doing, hockey? They'll be back tomorrow with a huge card, which is good because we'll have something to talk about on the eve of the start of the WNBA season. So that's going to be awesome as well. So,
oh my goodness,
that'll give us a lot of things to talk about every day. We're going to have to, figure out a way to get through all those games, right? So I don't know. Victor, Latifa, thank you everybody in the chat today. Chicago in there, saw ya. Great to have everyone today and a great audience also. Mario, thank you for joining us. All right, Mindy, we'll just have to come back tomorrow. Short show, that's fine. We can get started with breakfast and a big day of NFL action. Good luck to the Chiefs in the big game against the Bills. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Good show.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.